Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mania Mayhem podcast. I'm your host, Mania, and today, obviously, you all just heard by that. You just saw the entrance that I just made. Yeah, let's talk about the Hulk Hogan death situation. He passed away. Unfortunately, Hulk Hogan did pass away. Unfortunately, it is very, very cruel, and I don't think many people know, but Hulk Hogan actually had a very I didn't really watch him wrestle as much, but for me, obviously, I did, grow up in the wrestling era, but I didn't see him wrestle. But with Hulk Hogan, he is kind of one of the main reasons of the channel. Like, if you see Joven Mania, Hulkamania, I call you guys the Joven Maniacs. Hulk Hogan calls you guys the Hulkamaniacs. So that's kind of where this whole thing started. So shout out to Hulk Hogan. Yeah, it is unfortunate the wrestling world did lose another legend, but that's just life. Hulk Hogan, I loved Hulk Hogan, and everything happened. Unfortunately, that's what happens. Yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't know. Hulk Hogan, unfortunately, passed away. Yeah. Um, Hulk Hogan, obviously everybody knows that his greatest rival was probably Andre the Giant. Those guys had great matches. Ricky Steamboat, Ultimate Warrior. So yeah, shout out to all those guys. You know, but Hulk Hogan. Shout out to the Hulkster. This podcast is dedicated to Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's podcast for you, man. Now let's get on with the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. So let's talk about Clash in Paris. It just happened, right? Let's talk about it. As you can see, I'm wearing my tribal chief. I want y'all to acknowledge me as the best podcaster in the wrestling industry. I'm the best, okay? There's no one better than me. I'm the best, okay? Okay, I got the Ula Fala, okay? Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me, okay? Now let's get on with this pay-per-view. This match is no particular order, but John Cena beat Logan Paul clean. Um, And it was a great match. Cena hit the Styles Clash, which was a surprise. But then he did say it later on in the press conference that he's not going to be able to fight all of his people in the past, so he's going to have to use some other ways to acknowledge them. And I guess AJ Styles Clash was just a way that kind of confirms he's not fighting AJ Styles. So I guess that was a good way in letting us know that AJ Styles he's not going to be fighting AJ Styles on this tour. But using the Styles Clash was nice. I like that Styles Clash he used. It was unexpected. I kind of want to see what other moves he uses now. Will we see an RKO? Will we see an RKO? Will we see a spear? Are we gonna see a code breaker? I want to see what Cena hits. I want to see what John Cena hits in all these matches. I want to see that now. I want to see a code breaker. Shades of Jericho. I want to see a spear because of Edge. I want to see a skull crushing finale because of the Miz. Because I don't think he's gonna be fighting the Miz. Right? I want to see these moves. I do really do. And an RKO because him and Randy fought back and forth. So that'd be great. Rusev, he beat Sheamus by submission in a good old fashioned Johnny Brook match. That match is whatever. I didn't really think of that match really too well. I didn't really think Rusev. I didn't. That match I saw going either way, but I was leaning more towards Rusev because I figured Rusev could use the win more than Sheamus could. Because Sheamus losing doesn't really affect him. Rusev losing, he literally just made his return after Mania, so you have to have him win, right? Then we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about this actually. We're gonna talk about the Wyatt Six match first, and it was Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis who beat the Street Profits, and they retained the tag titles. I think the Wyatt Six are gonna hold on those titles for a long time. They're gonna hold on to those titles for a while. I don't think anyone's gonna beat them. I think the Wyatt Six will hold on to those titles until next year's WrestleMania. Or if there's like some sort of elimination chamber tag team match where they all kind of gang up on the Wyatt Six and something like that. Something like that. But I don't see them losing, you know? Let's talk about Becky Lynch beating Nikki Bella. Now, she did use a pin, she did use one of those dirty style heelish tactics, which makes sense. It's Becky Lynch. She is a heel. That's her job. If you hate the way she won, good job. That's her job. Her job is to make you hate her. Her job is to her job is literally to make sure that you hate her. Her job is literally to make sure that you hate the way that you want. That's literally her job. She beat Nikki Bella. Um, yeah, it was the IC title. Now, Brie Bella was in attendance, so we may see the Bella twins in returning soon. Hey, I think we're all for it. I don't know, Bella twins returning, maybe, who knows? But yeah, Becky Lynch retained the title. Now that now Becky Lynch retained the title. Now this match, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed by pinfall. Roman Reigns won by pinfall. And then Paul Heyman had the shoes. The Shula Fala. Not the Ula Fala. The Shula Fala. Had Roman Reigns' shoes on. The Roman Reigns beat the shit out of Paul Heyman, took his shoes, and then he got attacked by Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. And then all of a sudden, Jey Uso comes out. Jey Uso has his brother's back. Jey Uso, that's his flesh and blood. Jey Uso's helping his brother. Jey Uso helped his brother out. And got injured. He got a little injured in the process. He is injured a little bit. He was attacked, got injured, but Roman Reigns left on a stretcher. Roman Reigns got injured on a stretcher. He's filming Street Fighter. Like that was obviously a way to write him off to film Street Fighter. I think that's what they did. I was wondering, I was like, how are they gonna have him film Street Fighter? They answered my question tonight. They just injured him and they put him in the stretcher to film Street Fighter. So we're not gonna see Roman Reigns for a few months because he's injured. Roman Reigns will probably make his next appearance December. I'm gonna say the Rumble, but obviously he will make. I want to say the Rumble, but I think he'll make an appearance before that as well. But yeah, Roman Reigns. For those of you who don't know, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are gonna be filming Street Fighter. So they're both in Street Fighter this in the video game. So good for them. They'll be filming Street Fighter. So yeah, the movie Street Fighter or the video game. I don't know. They're filming Street Fighter, so good for them. And then after Jey Uso and Roman Reigns got attacked by the Vision, Adam Pearce said, "You're both Braun Breaker, Braun Strowman are banned from the arena. Kick them out of the arena, so they are not allowed to be in the main event." So, boom. And then later on, he went up to Jey Uso and he said, "Jay, if you don't want to compete, you don't have to." Jay said, "This is my last chance for the championship. Okay, I'm competing, whether you like it or not." I mean, hey, Jey Uso wants to fight injured, that's up to him, right? And then in our main event, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, LA Knight, and Mr. Yeet himself, Jey Uso. Fatal four-way match. Rollins retained. So here's I thought Punk was gonna win. LA obviously Rollins made the most sense. There was a sixth spot. There was gonna be the sixth spot. There was a sixth spot in the match where Punk's head was in between the steel chair, and Rollins went for a curb stomp, and then Punk moved out, and then Rollins like kind of curb stomped the chair, which is pretty cool. Now here's how Rollins won, and this is interesting because I want to talk about it. Rollins won. Uh, somebody low blowed CM Punk, a masked figure. And this masked figure is the newest member of the Vision or the Visionary, whatever the faction's called, the Vision. So they low blowed Punk, and then Rollins curb stomped, sorry, hit the stomp onto Punk onto a steel chair, and then won the match. 1, 2, 3. Now that masked figure was Becky Lynch. Now, hey, Becky Lynch was the masked figure, so I mean that's pretty cool. Who would have thought? Honestly, like it makes sense because that's her hot husband, because Seth Rollins is Becky's hot husband. Okay, so it makes sense. But I do think that, um, obviously like Becky Lynch coming out was kind of unexpected because she just had a match earlier. So why would she come out again? Like it doesn't make any sense for her to come out again during the match. To It doesn't make any sense for her to come out during the match when she already had a match. Like it was unexpected. I didn't expect it to be Becky. I thought it would have been Becky, but I wasn't expecting it because she was wrestled earlier, you know. But hey, a double TV time, I guess. I don't know. And then yeah, and then this is kind of interesting. This is kind of interesting where this is during the post show too. So this wasn't even on the actual show. This wasn't on the actual live event. On the post show, CM Punk is walking back to he's walking back to Gorilla. For those of you who don't know what Gorilla is, it's in the WWE documentary. But basically, the Gorilla area, the Gorilla position is basically, it's like this little hallway in between the arena and backstage. It's like right in between. So like literally, Gorilla is, let's say they play music. You walk through. There's a little hallway you walk through, and then you're on the stage. That little area is called Gorilla. That's what it's called. And then there's like other stuff, catering, all that stuff. We'll go watch the documentary. You'll learn a lot, right? So as CM Punk's walking back into Gorilla, he's saying goodbye to the fans, saying what up, dapping them up, giving them fist bumps, all that. And then there's a sign. This one sign, and I'm pretty sure it's a plant. I'm pretty sure it was a planted sign. Now, for those of you who don't know what a plant is, it's basically a person who's getting paid by the company to be there. Take So basically, usually when the wrestlers walk by and they push somebody, and when it's like a false anyone match, that's like a plant guy. He knows he's gonna get pushed. So I don't know if this was a plant, but people are saying this was a plant. There was this guy holding a sign, and the sign said CM Punk, bring back AJ. Punk staring at the sign. Punk stares at the sign and he goes like this, thinking. So AJ Lee could be coming back soon. Now, that would be amazing. AJ Lee coming back soon. That's gonna be crazy and amazing. AJ Lee, honestly, was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. She was one of my favorite women's wrestlers growing up. I loved AJ Lee. So AJ Lee coming back. Listen, just one match. Just one match. Even if it's a one-off, I don't care. Have her come do one match. Okay? And it will be amazing. So AJ Lee may come back to WWE. That's amazing. That's great. I think it's good. AJ Lee coming back to WWE. Yeah, I think that's good, and I think it's good for her to come back. I think a lot of fans would love it too. So yeah, we'll see what happens on Raw tomorrow. Raw is tomorrow as I'm filming this. Yeah, Raw is tomorrow. And yeah, I think I'm gonna end the podcast off there. Stay tuned. If y'all want to see another one, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. And yeah, tell me what you guys thought of the PLE. I want to know, what did you guys think of the PLE? What other videos do you guys want to see? And it's Mania. And I'm out.